This is a great day for our community, our county, and the surrounding area. To have a shopping center like this in Morganton, Burke County, is absolutely phenomenal. It's been a long time coming. Started fighting for this thing 6 years ago, and I'm sure Art will tell you the war stories. I need to introduce to you, and we'll start. Art Keppis is the WRS Real Estate CFO and Vice President. Art has helped us out tremendously, working with all of our people in the city, and a tremendous asset to a guy that's missing here today, and that's the president of WRS, Scott Smith, and I'll say a word or two about him a little bit later. But anyway, Art Keppis, please come forward.
Really thank everybody for being here today. We're very excited and pleased with where we are with this project. As the mayor said, we've been working on it for a long time. We were working on it a long time before the first work was ever physically done out here. But I think we've achieved to this point everything we could have expected to have achieved by this time. And that was the product of a lot of effort. A lot of people with a lot of vision. We had a really wonderful experience here working with the city and county officials, and it was a situation where we felt we're dealing with people who knew the rules, and they were upfront about them. They helped us figure out problems, figure out solutions to problems, and it's just been a wonderful experience. Obviously, there's only room for one center this size in Morganton, but if there's room for two, we'd love to do it. We thank you very much for your support, and we hope that the center is an important part of Morganton's future going forward. Thank you.
I'm Mel Cohen, Mayor of Morganton. Maynard Taylor, our chairman of our county commission, will follow me up. Scott Darnell, our development BDI chairman, will follow Maynard. And then we'll have Scott Mulwee, the president of the chairman of the Burke County Chamber of Commerce, will end it up with say a few words about what this can mean to our community. Morganton Heights Shopping Center retailers and business owners, WRS employees, fellow elected officials, staff members, friends and guests, on behalf of the Morganton City Council, it is my very great honor to welcome you all here today for this dedication ceremony. This is indeed a red-letter day for Morganton and Burke County, and it would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication of so many individuals and groups. Often the relationship between a developer and the local government is not an ideal one. The relationship that has developed between WRS and our community is definitely the exception to that rule. Almost from day one, Scott Smith, who's the president of WRS, not with us today, but Scott has been a tremendous asset. I've started working with him 6-7 years ago. Bo Murphy, vice president of development. Art Keppis, as you met a few minutes ago, Vice President and CFO. And Steve Miller, the project manager, did a fantastic job, have all gone the extra mile to ensure that this project is a success. Many of you may know that some developers do everything they can to avoid contact with the local government during construction of a project. On the other hand, some in local government view developers with a lot of distrust. Neither was the case with WRS in the city of Morganton. If it were not for Sally Sandy, the city manager of Morganton, and Lee Anderson, who is director of development and design, to make everything flow well through the city government. That's why it's ended up like what you're seeing here, and a beginning of something wonderful for our community. From the very beginning, the team of WRS said they wanted to do whatever was required and just a little bit more. Mike Krotz and Richard Smith, our inspectors, went the extra mile, worked many hours, and have done everything they could to help and not hinder the progress of the building of this magnificent shopping center. When WRS asked us for something, the city did everything it could do to say yes, even giving special permission for work to be done at night to speed the completion of the needed site work. For that, we owe a debt of gratitude to the City Council of the City of Morganton. Many of them are with us today: Sidney Simmons, Forrest Fleming, John Cantrell, and Alfred Hamer. Thank them for all their support. When the city asked WRS for something, they responded just as positively. As a result, today we stand before a facility that will serve the shoppers and consumers of Burke County and the city of Morganton for years and years to come. It boggles my mind to look how much has been accomplished in just 2 short years. Starting in October 2011, over 800,000 square feet of the old Henry Dunn plant site that formerly stood where we are was demolished. And let me add that over 200,000 square feet of the old plant were salvaged for later use. Grading started in February of 2012. That phase alone saw the moving of over 1.6 million cubic yards of earth. Traffic improvements were made with the cooperation of the state and local property owners. Our city electric crews spent over 1,000 man-hours and $200,000 worth of materials to bring electricity to the shopping center, and our water department installed over 17,000 feet of new water and sewer lines. Why did Morganton do this? And I hope you'll listen to this. That's an easy question, and I'm sure everybody in here knows the answer to it, because 44 tenants will bring more than 1,200 jobs to our community, add millions to our tax base in the city and county, purchase thousands of dollars of city utility services, bring in thousands of shoppers not only from Burke County, but surrounding counties as well. And in doing so, helps us to keep generating the dollars in sales tax that we need in Burke County to do the future of our community and county in the way that you deserve. The pipeline of tax dollars going to Catawba County is now over. The folks from WRS who have been involved with the project have been more than just developers. They've become some of Burke County's biggest cheerleaders, and as they marketed this facility to prospective tenants during all this, they have done everything we've asked them to do as developers and everything we've asked them to do as a good corporate citizen. They've become a sponsor of many events in this city and county. They're a great corporate citizen. And the ambassador, I have to tell you, was Steve Miller, because he was here every minute of the time. I realize that as we see completion of the construction project, of Morganton Heights project, we will probably see less of some of those on the construction team. And that is indeed a cause of sadness, because they have become trusted friends. But I hope that those who remain to finish and manage the project will continue to meet the high standards set by WRS employees who came before. To all of you from WRS, I say you have done something fantastic for us here in this community and county, and we wish you every continued success. And we want you to know that you're more than welcome, as Art alluded to come back at any time in the future and build us another one just like this one. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
I'd like to say to, Art and your entire staff, like to say to Morganton City, their entire staff, to Burke County and all their entire staff and the commissioners, and would like to say to our elected officials who are here, to the new store owners and all your employees, we are going to really enjoy you. And to friends and citizens who are here, thank you. A big thank you. As a matter of fact, I would like for you to join me in a very enthusiastic wow. Come on, let's do it. Wow. Yeah. Folks, it's almost unbelievable. I want to introduce the commissioners who are here. We have Vice Chair Johnny, raise your hand, Johnny Carswell. We have Jack Carroll. We have Jeff Britton, County Manager Brian Steen is here. I do not see Wayne. He is our 5th County Commissioner. Boy, what a transition in a little over 1.5 years. Isn't this amazing? One of my favorite faith quotes is, if you have the faith of a tiny mustard seed, you can move mountains. Look around. Over 100,000 loads of dirt moved, mountains of old buildings tore down and recycled, 450,000 square feet of new store buildings and places that Burke County gets to shop. Now, doesn't that deserve a praise applause for all that's going on for Burke County? How about it? I've tried to be brief, but it's hard to be brief when there's so much to say. I mean, that makes it difficult anytime. But I kind of categorize 4 things, 4 ways that Burke County wins big with this new development. The first thing we do is the economic impact. CJ asked me a while ago, he said, what do you think about it? And I said, well, I think it's the biggest economic impact that Burke County has enjoyed in over a decade. And it will bring hundreds of new jobs to Burke County. So our citizens win really big. Number 2, it brings shopping back home. Now, Mel mentioned that a while ago a little bit. But, you know, instead of driving over hill and dale to the next county, to the next big city or whatever, you got a shopping center in your backyard. Isn't that great? And I mean a real nice shopping center with over 35 stores. Isn't that great? Number 3, according to a recent release by Western Piedmont Council of Government, it said Burke County is losing $138 million a year to other counties. They call that a business leakage. Over 38 of that million is general merchandise. And they go on to say Morganton Heights Shopping Center could reduce that considerably over the next few years. That is a big plus for Burke County, a huge plus for Burke County. Number 4, we help each other. The more of our money we spend in our county, we get to keep. For the sales tax, out of that sales tax, 2 cents of it stays in Burke County. And I was sitting this morning trying to think, you know, how in the world could I come up with enough words to say thank you to everybody? And, you know, it's hard to do. But let me say the best thing we can do as citizens of Burke County, the best way we could say thank you is patronize all these stores that have decided that they believed enough in Burke County to build a new store here and to offer you that privilege. So we can do that. Again, I'd like to say thanks to the collaborative efforts, especially to the city leaders and staff, the country leaders and staff, elected leaders all the way from the county to the state to the federal government, and the millions of hours it took of work to bring this all together. It is completed. And again, I repeat, for us to say our biggest thanks, let's shop in Burke County. Thank you very much.
Morning, I'm Warren Daniel. I'm the Senate representative for Burke and Cleveland County, and it's great to be here with you today. On behalf of my counterpart, Representative Hugh Blackwell, I'd just like to express his regrets that he wanted to be here today but was unable to, and I know he would like to have been here with us. Mayor Cohen and members of the City Council, Chairman Taylor and County Commissioners, it's a distinguished guest. It's a pleasure to be with you today to celebrate the grand opening of Morganton Heights. The site that we're standing on today has long been the center of economic activity in Morganton. In 1945, 4 Morganton men with a vision for industry came together and began a new company named Henry Don that would not only help shape the economy of Burke County, but that became a brand that was respected and renowned across the United States. For much of my life, I've lived less than 2 miles away from this site and have watched dozens of trucks arrive daily bringing raw materials to the plant and dozens more leaving with finished goods that would be taken to markets all across the country. Each day, 1,000 or more employees clocked in, put in a hard day's work, returned home to their families at night. Such was the heyday of the furniture industry in North Carolina and the heyday of the site we're on today. It was the lifeblood of our local economy. But you know the rest of the story. The time came when foreign competition became too great. Our furniture companies, including Henry Don, weren't able to compete with cheap foreign labor and unfair foreign trade barriers. One by one, they all downsized, becoming smaller and smaller in an effort to survive, and we all watched as the parking lots that were once full of employee vehicles became emptier and emptier. We hoped for the best, but we knew what was happening, and we saw the handwriting on the wall. We knew that the sites of great industry and economic activity like the Henry Don site we are on today would one day have gates that were closed, chained, and locked, and lights that were turned off. That happened here in December of 2007, right at the outset of what we now call the Great Recession. Many of us thought that would be the end of the story for this site and that we would never again see the buzz of business that we were accustomed to. But there's a tremendous resilience in the North Carolina economy, and over the years we have demonstrated a tremendous ability to take hard blows and still bounce back. To Mayor Cohen, City Council members, and your staff, to our county commissioners, and many of you who are here today who have worked to art, many who have worked behind the scenes, I commend you for your efforts in bringing the shopping center to this site. I know it's been a long, hard effort, and that there were many obstacles along the way. But I commend you all on your efforts and your vision that this location could again be the center of economic activity in Morganton and provide jobs, goods, and services to the people of Burke County and surrounding counties. I join you in celebrating this exciting day and look forward to continuing to work with you on future projects as you seek to revitalize other industrial sites that are underutilized or vacant, but that have great potential for economic development. Thank you.
Well, thank you for allowing Burke Development to be here. First of all, this is like more than a home run from an economic development prospect. The most important thing is the mayor and the others have alluded to is this process started more than 7 years ago. WRS never gave up on the community, and the community never gave up on WRS. The public sector provided the planning, the support and permitting, utilities, and the other things to make this a success. And the private sector, the WRS team, provided the expertise and the belief and the will that these tenants would be successful here. And this size of market has tremendous potential, but for a lot of these retailers you see out here, it's not as easy as maybe going into a Charlotte market, but it's a testament to the strong will of the people, both public and private, of this community. It's the hard work of the public sector, but it's also the diligence of the local citizens. They were going on the websites, emailing Belk, asking for more selection. The retail leakage numbers. We're constantly going to Hickory, leaving the dollars from this community and saying, why don't you open one of these stores in Burke County? And probably nobody was better than that than Sally Sandy, our city manager, especially with Dick's Sporting Goods. She spent a few dollars in Hickory. Now we'll leave those dollars locally. But from an economic development standpoint, it's not where the community's been, it's where the community's going. This site was for many years the heart of this community in furniture. And today it will be the heart of something else going forward, where we honor those people and that heritage. We've taken the site and put it to a use today to continue to grow and have this community prosper. The most important thing is that partnership that exists with WRS. And though the stores are coming in, we've had a lot of great grand openings. Art reminded me we have another 200,000 square feet right over there we're starting to work on. And that's another positive thing that we're confident we'll see out of this site. So moving forward, again, this is a great testament to how the community never gave up and how we extended that partnership to the private sector and how that private sector responded to one of the largest shopping centers in the Southeast right now. And that is a testament to this community and those partnerships. And let's continue those partnerships going forward and celebrate our success today. But know tomorrow is a new day, and we'll seek those other opportunities going forward. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Scott Mulwee. I'm the chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I will be brief. Michael, my president, is out of town today at another commitment. He did not tell me I was going to have to speak, so it will be brief. But first of all, the chamber the chamber is proud to be here to support you this morning. I've got Stacy Ripley that works with the chamber, and I've got roughly a dozen of our hardworking ambassadors here representing the Chamber of Commerce as well. We're very excited to be here this morning because this is a great day for Morganton. I do want to thank everybody that was involved in bringing this to Morganton and Burke County, because not only is this a driver for Morganton, but it's great for Burke County as a whole. So I just want everyone here to know that moving forward, the Burke County Chamber of Commerce will do everything in its power to help this place succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. One thing I don't want to forget. We have a sculpture virtually in the middle of this shopping center, put together by one of our own. Michael Burley designed it in our development and design department, and Oak Hill Ironworks built it, made it. And it is a testament to the way Art Kepis and his group, Scott Smith, all of them feel about this community, feel about this shopping center. It was always a cut above. Now, they may say that they do this everywhere, but I really don't know that they do this everywhere. But look at the sculpture, and we're going to cut the ribbon in just a second. But again, let's give a hand to WRS. And Scott will go out here and try to do a ribbon cutting. Okay?
I think I'll count down. That's okay. 3, 2, 1.
There we go.